grocery money on stereo equipment.
I see stuff that I think, oh, well, I need to have this. This is a good price. I have to buy it.
You're spending the daycare money on stereo equipment.
I've thought about ending it if things don't change again. I don't want to take my kids there.
Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
My name's Paula. I'm 36. Right now I'm on mat leave.
My name's Dave. I'm 36, and I work for the post office.
I have 2 boys. One's coming up on 5. One's almost 6 months. And my husband, we're common law. We've been together for 18 years.
Our money situation, I would describe as borderline terrible.
This is your student loan, and you know that they took your tax refund.
Yeah. My vice is electronic equipment, sporting equipment as well, but mainly it's the electronics. I see stuff that I think, oh, well, I need to have this. This is a good price. I have to buy it. And sometimes I end up with 2 or 3 of the same item, you know? It was a hobby that's costing me money is what it is, really.
Things are coming to the door, and I'm like, where did this come from? Why are you ordering things and you're not telling me?
I don't know why I'm like that. I just constantly fall into that trap.
He gets upset, oh, you know, it's my money too, and it's only this much, but only $160 is my son's daycare fee. So if he spends that, that's $160 less than we had before.
I'm not thinking about them at the time I'm buying.
We're using the debit card about 7, 8 times a day.
A week?
No, a day.
A day? No, no way.
You know, you need $40, but you take out 60, and it ends up, it's gone because you don't know what you spent it on.
We fight. A lot of couples fight about money. We fight quite a bit about it.
I've thought about ending it if things don't change again, but I really don't. I don't know what to do. I really want things to change because inside, I know he's a good person, and I know we can change. And hopefully Gail can, you know, kick his butt into gear and get him on the right track.
This month, I'll help this couple move from red to black. I've been solving money problems for over 20 years, tackling everything from high finance to low income. I help people understand money and debt, which is still a huge mystery for most folks. And it's the #1 reason couples split up. So now I'm making house calls. Paula and David already have one bankruptcy in their past. She's even left him before. Now Paula's struggling with the money once again, while David refuses to control his spending. If David doesn't change, he's on his way to losing her and the kids, this time for good. Hi, Gail Oxlade. If you don't mind, the first thing I'd like to do is just drop my bag and have a quick look around. Paula and David lost their condo when they went bankrupt. Now they have to rent. What would you say is your biggest expense?
Diapers and formula.
Baby stuff.
Baby stuff, yeah.
Okay. Rumor has it that a new expensive pair of skates came into the house recently.
Yeah.
How much did you pay for the skates?
They were $300.
How many other pairs of skates did you have?
2.
And you decided to go and spend another $300 on yet another pair of skates.
That's right.
And when you did that, why didn't you knock him up the side of the head?
I didn't know. I saw them laying on top of the hockey rink,
Boy,
and
you're
I knew.
a hider, too.
Well, I didn't want her to knock me upside the head.
So, oh, look. You have all your expenses up on the wall. You consider yourself to be pretty
that a
organized?
couple months ago,
Why'd you do it?
just to see.
For you to see where you were at, or for you to show him where you're at?
He doesn't really look at it much.
David, why am I here? Other than to slap your sorry ass into shape.
Okay. That's #1.
Okay.
#2, there is a problem. We don't see where all of our money is going. I realize that I'm a big part of the problem.
If you know you're part of the problem, why do you continue to be the problem?
I wish I had an answer for it.
I look at it every day.
And it's a real source of aggravation for you, because you're thinking to yourself, I'm struggling to make ends meet, and there's all this crap we can't eat. Mm-hmm. You're spending the daycare money on stereo equipment.
No, I don't.
You're spending the grocery money on stereo equipment.
I mean, he's not totally to blame. I'm
I
to blame
totally
as well.
agree with you. Because you know what? As much money as you're spending online on stereo equipment, she's spending in a discount department store.
I think a little bit of that is rebelling against him because he went and spent some money.
Yeah,
So I feel like I deserve something.
yeah. I know a few people that have had that experience.
When you're having financial problems, it leads to problems in your relationship. You're so angry at somebody, you're so tired, you're so drained financially that you just don't have time for each other.
You just feel so weary to me. It's like, how am I going to do this for another day? And what's going to be different, right? So I'm going to actually show you the numbers next, and you're going to see where the money has been going, and then you're going to find out what you're going to have to do to pass all the challenges. You know I do this life pie, right? And there's housing, transportation, debt repayment and savings, and then the category in the middle is life. And you should only be spending about 25% of your income on life. You want to hazard a guess at how much of your money you're spending on life?
Oh,
40?
goodness.
72%.
That's ridiculous.
Want to see how you do it? Watch this. You went shopping on the 2nd and the 3rd and the 4th and the 7th 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 and the 8th and the 9th and the 10th and the 11th and the 11th and the 11th and the 11th and the 14th, 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 15th, 16th, 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 17th. Oh my heaven, Lord love a duck. What are you two thinking?
Like, I had no idea that it was like that. It was shocking. It was very shocking.
You have almost $60,000 worth of debt, and some of it you're totally ignoring. This almost $19,000 here has been ignored for so long, it's gone to collections. Cash! $1,200 a month in cash, which means we have absolutely no idea where it's gone. Oh, she's looking at you, David. Here's the thing. Despite the fact that David has gone from part-time work to full-time work, you are still overspending by $1,000 a month. And that's not even taking into account your debt because you're ignoring so much of your debt. So you're overspending by $1,000 a month, ignoring your debt. And if you keep it up, in 5 years, you'll owe $168,000 with no home, no future, bankruptcy looming, and I doubt your relationship would survive it. You don't want to go there.
No,
Absolutely not.
I don't want to take my kids there.
I want to prove to Paula that I can be trusted, financially speaking. I want to prove to her that when we set our goals collectively together, that we can attain them, regardless of the obstacles in our way, and there are some.
But you know what? You have to promise me that you're going to do whatever I ask you to do over the next few weeks, because that is what it's going to take to get you out of the hole. You promise?
Yes.
promise.
So over the next few weeks, I'm going to give you a series of challenges. You do the challenges to my satisfaction, I'll give you up to $5,000 to help you pay down the debt. You don't do the challenges, you don't get the money.
Okay.
This month, we're going to get your budget balanced. We're going to get you out of the habit of shopping. You too, ma'am. We're going to get you working together on the same goals. So you're finally going to be a team.
Good.
Okay? So get me your credit cards and your debit cards, go. You're like a broken record.
Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
Paula and David owe close to $60,000, and they're not making any payments on almost a third of it. Tell me if you know what the impact of a crappy credit history is.
You can't get a credit card, you can't buy a house.
While Paula's no angel, it's David who's causing financial chaos with his online shopping for electronics.
I wish I could say that I was good with money. I never have been.
Paula is one delivery away from taking the kids and walking out the door. For the next month, this couple will learn to live on a strict cash budget. No more credit cards. They'll complete weekly challenges to tackle their money and relationship issues. And if they're willing to change, I'll reward them with thousands of dollars. No changes, no money. Aren't you the vinyl guy?
I am, yes.
And look what I have for you.
Wasto Cash Records blowing all my dough.
You're like a broken record. And we're going to use this as our analogy for your problem. Give you credit cards and your debit cards.
Yes.
Hand them over. My special glue. No more spending. To get your budget to balance, to get there to be enough money for debt repayment, I'm cutting your variable spending by 75%. You're going from spending almost $4,000 a month to spending about $1,000 a month.
Wow.
And this is how it's going to play out. You will have $125 a week for groceries and personal care. You'll have $60 for transportation, $40 for entertainment.
It's not a lot, but we don't, I guess we don't go out.
We'll make it work.
Yeah.
$21 for clothing and gifts. And finally, you'll have $5 for other.
Wow.
I guess you're cutting back on your banking fees.
Wow.
Now, the trick, of course, is to get to the end of the month before you get to the end of the money. This is your debt repayment challenge. You have to work out a debt repayment plan that gets you out of debt in 3 years, and I want you to use what you do with the calendars. And I want David to be an active participant in this. And the debt has to be paid off with its interest in 3 years.
Okay.
There's a part 2. Are you afraid of heights?
That's sending me skydiving.
No, it's not skydiving. I'm sending you to the tops of the trees. Then you're going to see what it's going to feel like when you're debt-free.
Nice.
Before they scale the heights, they have to push the paper. This couple have been common law for 18 years, but this is the first time that they're sitting down together to figure out their debt.
David doesn't really know much about what's owing or what's being paid out or what's coming in. It's good that we're finally working together. It takes a bit of pressure off me. So let's see what the damage is. 54.30. That's our debt repayment.
Wow.
It's a lot of money.
I didn't have quite the idea of how deep a debt problem that we had until we sat down and worked it all out on paper. Eye-opening would be the words I would use to describe that. Wow.
Carrying that much debt has kept this couple down. I'm sending Paul and David into the trees to realize the heights they can reach by becoming debt-free.
Doesn't it feel like it's tipping?
Yeah, a little bit.
Who put this thing together? Oh my God.
It's 1 foot in front of the other.
I didn't think about debt once today. I
don't-
actually didn't think about the kids much today.
Gets us out from under that heavy feeling of debt, I guess.
Yeah.
It was like kind of a forget your worries kind of a day. So
Yeah, we had a really good day today. It was a lot of fun.
You feel like it was a success this week?
Yeah.
Yeah? Are you guys getting on better?
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Why? It should have been harder. Why was it easier?
Just having an idea of where she was coming from, because before I was clueless, and now I understand, where a lot of her stress and anxiety was coming from.
Right. I'm really glad to hear you say that you like having your hands on more. This brings me to this week's challenge, which is your life lesson challenge.
Okay.
David, you actually have to come up with a budget now. I will send you a sheet that you can use.
Great.
But you have to make it balance.
I think I can do it. I think I can take control of our budget.
So there's one more part to your challenge. Shopping can't be your hobby. It's a very bad hobby to have because, first of all, it's really expensive, okay? Paula, I'd like you to come up with something that David would like to do.
Okay.
And David, you have to come up with something that Paula would like to do. But it has to be something that doesn't cost any money.
Okay.
And it has to be something that the other person will really get excited about, really enjoy.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Do you know why people get married?
To waste money?
Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
I've given this couple a huge wake-up call. David had no idea that his online shopping had almost caused the breakup of his 18-year relationship.
Afterwards, he thinks about it and he realizes, yeah, that was a stupid thing to do. But then the damage is already done.
Now David has faced the debt.
It's been hanging over us for way too long, and I haven't been proactive about it to nearly a big enough extent.
And they've seen how free they could feel once they're debt-free.
I think it was perfect. I think this is just what the doctor ordered.
To earn up to $5,000, David and Paula have to prove to me that they can find hobbies for each other that don't require spending money.
My idea for David's hobby is to set him up on a mountain biking excursion.
It's always been my thing, biking.
The route we're going to be taking is through the park. It's about 2 kilometers up one way.
To be honest, I didn't know what Paula was going to choose for me. I'm glad that she did choose this because it feels good, to get back on the bike again.
Hi, are you Brian?
I am. You must be Paula.
Yes, I am.
Wonderful.
Krista. Dave heard me mention I want to get back into running.
Why haven't you run in the last year?
Well, I had a baby. I actually thought about doing it for a long time, but I just kind of need that little bit of motivation.
Having a friend along is definitely motivation. So set a date to meet and make it a priority for yourself.
Giving back to myself and making myself healthy again. It's important for my kids, too, to see, you know, their parents being active instead of sitting in front of the TV, eating snacks.
Next, David has to step up to the plate and take over the family finances for the very first time.
I have never budgeted or balanced anything in my life. I'm nervous now, and all I'm doing is putting numbers into a computer, so we'll see how it works out in the end.
Paula is still on maternity leave, which means she's living on a reduced income. For couples in this situation, I recommend them making two budgets, one on maternity leave and one on full salary. This can be a good way for couples to figure out just what it costs to stay home with baby.
We're really taking a big hit on income with you on mat leave right now. When you see it on paper, it's a huge
Oh,
problem.
I know. I see it all the time on paper.
This is going to be tough. Oh, come on. That's not right. The numbers don't look like they're going to add up, so I kind of have a little bit of that worry in my stomach.
Okay, so how did you find the whole budget exercise?
Difficult?
And so does it all balance out now?
Yes, it does.
So you're doing a great job. Are you proud of yourselves?
Yeah?
It's a lot easier when there's two people working at it instead of just one.
Yeah.
Ah, David, you're all just say the right things. Now I want to see you put your money where your mouth is. Because we come to your next challenge, which is your relationship rescue challenge. Love this one. Are you ready?
Okay.
You have to invite 20 people over for a party.
That doesn't sound very hard.
And then you have to write vows to each other. The vows have to include something that says something about how you will manage your money together.
Okay.
No minister involved. You don't have to worry about I'm making you get married, because I'm not.
Okay. We haven't gotten married because it costs so much.
It may not be a traditional sense, but I've always thought of us as a family anyway.
Yeah.
So I never felt the need to take the extra step. We have friends coming over for a barbecue. We haven't told them that, you know, later in the evening, we are actually going to get married here.
Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
18 years as a couple and 2 kids weren't enough to keep Paul and David together in the face of their financial woes.
I just couldn't get through to him that the money that he spends is our money and not just his.
They were making huge mistakes, and I had to get David to wake up and start taking responsibility.
I just hope this is going to add up.
Now they could earn up to $5,000 if they complete my final challenge, making financial vows in front of friends and family.
Instead of just doing that, we were actually going to go all the way and make a wedding ceremony out of it.
Marrying Paula is something I probably should have done a long, long time ago, and today's the day.
We weren't going to let anybody know, but my mom wasn't going to come today because she had to paint her balcony, so I said, you can paint your balcony another day.
I don't know if you all know why you're here today. We have to make a financial vow to each other.
Having said that, we decided to do one more set of vows.
Shall we begin? True marriage is more than the joining in the bonds of matrimony of two persons. When such a true bond already exists between a man and a woman, it is proper that an outer acknowledgement be made.
You came into my life so long ago, yet it seems like just yesterday. You've brought love, happiness, and joy into my life. I love you from the bottom of my heart and promise to follow the budget that Gail has set before us.
I vow to love you and honor you. I vow to never return to my old spending ways till death do us part.
It is now my honor and my delight to now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride.
Congrats, man. Thanks. Thanks for coming in. Time every night now.
What changed? Why now?
We've got our financial future ahead of us, and it doesn't look as bleak as it used to. So
Yes.
there's one big point.
Have money in the jars?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, we do.
And the first thing my mom said is, you stick to what Gail told you. That's what she whispered in my ear at the wedding.
When I got here, things were not this rosy.
No.
You were overspending about $1,000 a month and headed to about $168,000 worth of debt. But not now.
Not anymore.
You have a debt repayment plan that you created for yourself. You started talking to each other again so that you were setting goals together.
Yeah.
And you could finally look at each other because you could almost not look at each other when I got here. And you went from that to making a full-out commitment, rings and all.
That's right.
So here's what I have for you. You get the $5,000 check.
Oh.
You get as much as I give.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
But that's not all. You people just got married. So I have for you a honeymoon weekend, somewhere you can take the kids and they can have fun with you. You can have a lovely time together.
Thank you very much.
Oh, that's great. As far as Gail is concerned, I was afraid she was going to throw me under the bus when she got here. She did, but she pulled me back out, straightened me up, allowed me to reconnect with my wife, something that I should have done on my own, but she kind of guided me in that.
Thank you very much.
You're very good.
I need one too.
You can have one too, Mr. David.